Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1 billion, 300 million, trillion market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Well, that one went wrong, but here we go. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about crypto. Crypto up, crypto down. What is going to happen right now? Because we hit our little bit of a new all-time high here, and everything will change with that, because right now the bears are coming out of their holes and talking about double tops and how we are going down, but we already recovered quite a bit. So can we actually go just up from here once again? Can we just rally on with this little dip and ignore how it was in the other cycles, or can we actually go into a little bit of a longer retracement here into the halving with our little tip over the previous all-time high with the wick up? And then we also have to talk about Veve, because Veve is doing great things back to back with the music NFTs and now also with sports NFTs. So we're certainly looking at that, and we're as always looking at the charts, but just right after the intro. So, good morning to each and every one of you. Let's see who's here. Darren Barry is here asking what's happening. Crypto Morning Coffee is happening for the third time this week, because there's no traveling this week. We have the pleasure all day. Motili is here. Good morning. Veve, good morning to you. And Gaming Evolved also. Hi, everybody. Luke is here. Good morning. Thanks for all the support, Luke. I think since 2 years, Luke is literally commenting on every video and every live stream. I think since the very beginning of my channel. Since then, a lot happened. LSD Mind, always that soon in the pre-stream. Yes, of course. And LSD Mind saying, good morning, patient hodler. So good morning to you. Welcome to the stream. Now, unfortunately, something, I don't know if did that video from Janet Yellen go through, like, all the video? Because I didn't have sound while I was playing it. But I love that video very much. You remember when she was like, when they didn't even have to put a voice under Janet Yellen, and she was like, it's actually bananas. I really love that one as well. But this one here is also really good. Someone using probably AI or at least voice modification to put that sound under her. But we can listen to that once again before we go into Bitcoin charts also. But let's jump into the topic. But before we do that, please guys, smash up the like button right now. So go out of the full screen and so on, like, go back to full screen, watch the whole thing. Subscribe to the channel and with notifications on, so then you know when we're going live. And yeah, the most important one is really the like button of all things. Not even the channel subscription to becoming a rare hodler is as important as the like button, because yeah, the like is what gets the stream pumped out. So please smash up the like button right now. We have 13 people here, and so that 13 people should be also watching. Mark D says, I was hoping she was gonna say bananas. Okay, yeah, we have to bring that back, but I mean, there has to be a reason, and Binance unfortunately doesn't make the headlines as much anymore since that happened. Since she talked about it, Binance didn't do anything anymore. But you know, it's actually called, it's bananas. Pro Legendary, hey, what's up, my man? Yo, yo, yo. Buy Bitcoin now? Good question. So let's see. Let's jump with this question from R. We can jump into that. Is there a way to become Rare Hodler 69 only by chance? We need another 38 Rare Hodlers, and then someone will hit that that mint number. The other way around, choosing numbers would be so complicated that's nothing that we can do, unfortunately. Anyways, let's start out with Bitcoin. So, history. Bitcoin breaks new all-time high of 60. By the way, when you're saying it, 69,000, right? Well before halving. That happened yesterday. And the Bitcoin's total market capitalization is now equal to silver and comprises of 53% of the entire crypto market. So the Bitcoin dominance actually went down 1% in the dip, and this is something that we should keep in mind for later when we're looking at Bitcoin dominance and so on, because there's two ways of Bitcoin dominance going down. One is when everything just altcoins are just flying, but the other way is that Bitcoin dips hard and altcoins dip, but not as hard, all collectively across the board. Yeah, and then this is interesting. According to CoinGlass, Tuesday's rally caused 536 million worth of liquidations in 24 hours and 286 shorts, US dollars in shorts. But if we're going to the liquidations right now, and I showed this in yesterday's very quick crypto update video, this is still from yesterday. So in the 12 hours where Bitcoin did this massive wick here to the downside, they liquidated a lot of longs and not shorts. So at that time, actually, there were like in the last 24 hours there, and you can't see that because my face is in front of it. Actually, it's not my face, actually it's you guys that is in front of it. But here we go. And also, yeah, it's also my face. It's also my face. So let me sink down here, and we have to do a little bit more. We have to move the screen slightly. There we go. So look at that. 817 million of longs got wrecked over 24 hours in this dip. In this wick down. So that's a lot of money. Together with the shorts, we're talking 1 billion US dollars of liquidations, and that's absolute whale games. Now I wrecked the frame around my image here because I have too much stuff to work with. Okay, so 1 billion, right? 1 billion last 24 hours. And that is because of this movement. So you have to see, like, let's go into the 4 hourly, it becomes more clearer. So it's like, okay, so Bitcoin formed this just under these red candles here, and like a little bit of downtrend just under the all-time high, and every bear was like, oh, that's the time to jump in and open short. So they were like, short the market. And then they just went on this rally, and in this dip probably again they were like, okay, it's over, short the market. And that's where they liquidated the shorts, like with this wick over the all-time high. And what happens the moment that we went through this? All the excited people, they came out and were like, okay, we just formed a new all-time high, let's open longs. Because usually when we broke the new all-time high, a massive rally of 100 days started, And so I don't know if we can even consider this, like, because it's only a wick, there's no close above it, right? So, but they piled on longs, they piled on longs here, and they piled on longs here, and then boom, whales wrecked this side as well. So you basically have shorts wrecked, longs wrecked, and now everyone who jumped into a short again here gets wrecked again, because we're just coming up again. LSD Mind says, buy the hype, sell the news before halving. Potentially. But also, there are a lot of people, like, for example, if you look at Crypto, right? A trader that had his trade open since almost the bottom, so for over a year, there are funding rates in these trades. And so at some point you want to close down the trade at a point where you expect a reversal to then maybe reopen a part of the trade, or maybe not, right? So he closed down the trade, and I think a lot of traders did at reaching this level, because they preset the take profit here, and that in itself causes a pullback, and then the liquidations of the liquidated longs, they have to basically even this out, so they have to sell coins to cover the loss, and we dump even further. That was one thing that caused cascades in the bear market. So definitely, I am of the feeling that, and this is a very, so in a normal bear market without in a normal bull market without Bitcoin ETFs, I would say probably we're going with a longer retracement here, right? Also because we have to cool off indicators. Pro Legendary says, my gut is telling me we're going to see Bitcoin dump and consolidate till the halving. And that's exactly what I'm thinking about as well. So I think that is a good call. So we will have to see how today plays out. If we're actually forming here, some, let's say, lower highs in the very short term, right? And if we're actually going to consolidate. But in the daily, I think it could very well happen. So I would go with the same theory as Pro Legendary, and I would say we are consolidating here, and we're coming down again. Unfortunately, we went $100 over the all-time high and did not react at the all-time high. So that means I lost my prediction on around the Ecomi-verse to whale games, that we would not form a new all-time high before the halving. But I think we could definitely see something like this, right? Going into the halving, and maybe even something like that. I don't know, maybe like something like a flag or so. The only unknown, the only variable here is the Bitcoin ETFs, because if the ETFs just keep buying crazy amounts of Bitcoin, even at this level, it could be that this consolidation doesn't last as long and we're going again. So that's a little bit of a, but what if, right? No matter what, I think that we could at least, or we should be at least retracing back to this level. Because if we are looking at it from a broader scale, in the weekly, look at how we reacted on this resistance here. We did react hard, and then after this took like 2 weeks, and then another 2 to come up. That's a month. But overall, this consolidation took several weeks, at least 2 months, I think. So from December until January, basically end of January, we were in this. It doesn't feel like it, right? It feels like we rallied all the time, but we actually didn't. So the only thing is we didn't come back to retest this, where I was pretty sure that we would, because this is the biggest resistance that we had in the entire crypto market. We just broke it, consolidated, and went again. And this is something that could happen here again, that we're consolidating like this until after the halving. So I mean, even if you see the size of this, so we could just repeat, we could just form a base and go again. That is not unusual in a parabolic market. Green Lantern is here. GM. By the way, guys, don't forget to smash the like button. We have 17 people here, so that I would highly appreciate that. Okay, so but the halving is very near. We are 45 days out. That is, we are like still looking at the 20th of April, more or less, at least according to CoinMarketCap. And as we move closer, we will know exactly when it will happen. But there's a little bit more to talk about. So, for example, talking about Bitcoin ETFs, right? So, according to Bloomberg report, the Bitcoin ETFs set a new record with 10 billion volume. So, looking at this here, I think that fits. Looking at this here, we see that the volume is as high as it never was. And there's obviously everything in it, including GBTC. And we know that GBTC is still selling. GBTC has still $28 billion worth of Bitcoin left theoretically to sell. But obviously it will probably not flow out all at once, right? Not as quickly. The outflows have been reduced. But as the price goes higher, GBTC holders will probably move out of GBTC because of the high funding rates. The GBTC ETF costs 1.5% on a yearly basis, whereas others cost 0.25, and that's actually a huge deal if you want to hold for a longer term. So, but here volume obviously doesn't mean only ins going in. It means also that there's a lot of profit taking probably it going on as well at the same time. So we see, for example, a lot of GBTC volume. Actually higher GBTC is orange, actually higher GBTC volume, and then also IBIT is the highest volume since ever. Yeah. So IBIT also had, which is the BlackRock one, had a very high volume. So this Bitcoin is the talk of Wall Street right now because of that. It's the most successful ETF launch in history as it appears. And Bitcoin addresses with more than $1 million in it have just reached a new all-time high. So number of addresses with more than 1 million worth of Bitcoin sets a new all-time high of 116,556. And this is crazy because that's actually not a lot of people. That's not even a mid-sized town in Germany, and Germany already has small towns. Like, think of countries like Brazil, think of the US or wherever. Like, don't think of Netherlands or so, where you have like only 10 million people in a very small country, but think of like bigger sized countries. This is not more than a small city, a very small city. Like in Germany, for example, why do I say that Germany has very small cities? Germany has Berlin as the biggest city with 3.5 million inhabitants, and then there is Hamburg with 1.7 or 1.8 million, and then Munich with 1.6 million or so. Then you have two others with 1 million, and you already drop, right? But this is not much. So these are Bitcoin millionaires basically, and then you go already below that, even though with this price, right? And so there is a lot of shrimps, and then there is a lot, like huge, many people that do not have any Bitcoin. And just these days, and this is now where retail comes in. Retail is coming into the market right now. Just lately, in the last couple of days, a person from my personal environment, friends, asked me if this is a good time to go and get into crypto, and started right now at 50 to 60,000 to get into Bitcoin. Yeah, and I was helping that person to a little bit understand the market, understand what's going on, what is Bitcoin, what is altcoins, right? So we have a couple of people that actually get interested right now at this price point. Imagine the interest at 80, 90, 100,000 will be a big headline. 100,000 will be when all the retail degenerates are coming into the space and want a piece of this magic internet money, right? And want a little bit of that hype and that FOMO with the altcoins. So that is going to happen, and that is still in front of us, because right now it's only like people are getting interested. They allocate a little bit of money. They start understanding the market, and these are people with they're like more open-minded, and also these are not people that come from themselves. These are people that I triggered by talking about Bitcoin since 15,000, since the bear market, basically talking to them, and now they're ready. Now that they saw, okay, this thing is coming back, now they're ready. Now that we have an all-time high, new all-time high, even though by only $100, now these people are ready to come into the market. And that's what we are seeing in the once again, I'm going to pull this up here once again because it's so important. You see that on this chart, interest is suddenly there. It's there as much as in the last pump in January. That's when we last pumped. And now it's going to potentially, this is a forecast because actually we are in the past 5 years. But what else can we look at? We can look at the past year. So yeah, here we see it a little bit better. So if we are only looking over the past year, interest is as high as it only was in January once. So what happened between the 7th and the 13th of January in Bitcoin? Let's see. This run up. There we go. Yeah, so basically this here and then the rally led to, because this data is like consolidated in a month or so. So this Bitcoin pump up, the first Bitcoin pump, and the ETF. So the launch of the ETF actually, I think it was exactly around those dates, was the reason why people were searching Bitcoin on Google. So these are the Google trends, right? You see that Ethereum though didn't have the spike up. You see here it's 11, it's 12, and now Ethereum is on the highest that it was in over a year. So Ethereum is only getting now, because of the price, something. And NFTs, they actually didn't move. Like they're 4, 6, 5 now. So no one cares about NFTs right now. That's the reason why they're still in the gutter. And that's the reason why all projects that are tied to NFTs are not doing anything right now in terms of price development. Once again, we'll keep a close eye on this. But in terms of the broader cycle, like if we go to the 5-year analysis, the last and the highest amount last time was around the peak of the second peak of the last bull market. So once again, in my analysis, I would say crossing the 80, we're coming very close to an all-time high. So we will see once, I think interest will bounce back down the moment that we get a consolidation. If we are getting that consolidation, interest will come down again, and retail will still not come into Bitcoin until we are going into the massive rally. And then it's institutions and even small countries, like we saw Qatar being interested, we saw El Salvador is continuing to buy, Bhutan had mined Bitcoin. So we have some countries, smaller countries in Bitcoin. We know that the US holds Bitcoin because of the Bitcoin seized. So countries, institutions, asset managers in itself, big whales and retail, they are going to start to fight over the remaining Bitcoin that is everywhere around, like on the exchanges, on the OTC desks, on the DEXs, wherever. And as price goes up, obviously some people will take profit, but retail will be bigger and more hungry than ever, because they see, holy crap, that game goes again like the last time, and I want to be part of it this time. So that's how retail will think. Now, and that's basically the story of the addresses, right? So let's get back to some more of this, because there's more. This one's interesting. This is from the German stock exchange called Deutsche Börse, and Germany's largest stock exchange operator launches regulated Bitcoin and cryptocurrency platform DBDX for institutional investors. And now you could say, Germany, like a small country in the middle of Europe. Don't forget that the German economy just passed the Japanese economy and is now the third largest economy in the world, despite everything of the devaluation of the euro, despite all the political fuck-ups that we have here. That is no joke. And institutional investors in Germany are also not a small joke, right? They are known in the world, operating in the world, and I'm saying that really from a kind of neutral. I'm German, right? I live in Germany and I like Germany, but still I want to have like this neutral financial stance when I say, okay, institutional investors in Germany have now a platform to access Bitcoin. Who are the big guns in Germany? And by the way, gaming evolves tacitly. So we're having 22 people here. So smash up the like button, please do that. Pump the stream out. Who are the big guns in Germany that could be doing that? So first of all, the banking sector, right? There's Deutsche Bank, which is very known, and there are several other bigger banks in Germany that could be offering then Bitcoin services to their customers and that could access this desk. But there are also companies that maybe want to include, after they see how MicroStrategy is, how the Bitcoin share increases just by price increase in the with Tesla, for example, with other companies. They might be aping into that. So we have 5 automobile manufacturers that are like Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi, Mercedes, and which one did I forget? BMW, and then technically we had Opel, but it doesn't belong to us anymore. So 5 automobile manufacturers. We have big chemical companies, we have steel companies, we have so many companies, right? So many multi-billion dollar companies that could be aping into Bitcoin. So send the rocket. This is kind of big news to have a institutional cryptocurrency platform. So that's probably why the people. I'm just trying to stay neutral here. The people in the German parliament, they are now working on trying to understand Bitcoin because of that, probably. Then we have this, and that is for us important for the altcoins now, important for the altcoin space. What do we see here? We see how Ethereum is lagging behind Bitcoin. So the blue chart is Ethereum, and the green-red normal chart is Bitcoin. So we have first Bitcoin challenge of all-time high, and here we also had the Bitcoin challenge of the all-time high. And at that time, we also had that Ethereum, when Bitcoin challenged the all-time high, was way behind. So Ethereum lagged behind, and then Ethereum caught up. And it took, this is a monthly, 1 month chart, so at each candle 1 month. and it took Ethereum 2 to 3 months to catch up to the challenge. We have the same situation right now. Bitcoin challenges all-time high and Ethereum is lagging behind and potentially needs 2 to 3 months to catch up. What does that mean? It means that Ethereum is undervalued to the current state of the market that we have right now. And it will catch up by all people understanding that Ethereum is undervalued relatively to the rest of the market. So now is the phase of 2 to 3 months where Ethereum should, based on past performance, catch up to Bitcoin. Meaning that Ethereum is the leader for the altcoin space, meaning that altcoins are going to catch up to Bitcoin right now in the next 2 to 3 months. Or meaning that even if we're moving sideways, even if we're consolidating, potentially, if we're getting another dip, I think it's good buying opportunities for everyone who still needs to get into some altcoin bags, right? Maybe that was already the dip yesterday. Maybe that is already the dip where we still are in, right? Altcoins didn't fully recover from that dip yet. So that's where I can only say we can either try to time it and have to live with it if we don't get in at the best point, or we can just DCA into it whenever we have red days like yesterday. So be aware that Ethereum has to catch up here. And what does that catch up mean? I mean, we had this. Let's get into this Ethereum chart. Actually, it's already catching up, right? We have to break through this resistance at the moment. Actually, this resistance line could be a little bit thicker because we're not sure with these. It's not really confluent. It's like it's not 100% right. But the next target, or catching up to the all-time high, let's take the candle closest, would be 4,600 Ethereum. That's 1,000 in Ethereum up. That's 25% move that Ethereum needs to catch up to its all-time high after Bitcoin did catch up to the previous one. 25% move out of Ethereum, and that usually would result in 30 or 40% in the smaller altcoins. Current gas fees are at yeah, that definitely deserves a hide the pain hodler for sure. I mean, I understand, but to be honest, why not use a centralized exchange to buy when the gas fees are up for the DEXs? Because on a centralized exchange, you have way less fees compared than on a DEX, especially if you want to buy a lower amount. So, for example, I want to buy $100 of, I don't know what, roll Bitcoin or so. I go to a DEX, it's like $100 of gas fees for the $100. No sense in that. But if I go to a centralized exchange, I pay what? For the money inflow, for getting my money there, I pay a couple of cents. Then I pay 1%, which is a dollar, and then I pay a transfer fee to get it off of the exchange. And then that's where you have to see if you can use TRX Tron network to send that then off of the exchange to wherever, right? TRX 20. It's way cheaper than sending it through Ethereum network. So that could be a way around the gas fees, right? So you don't have to buy always on the DEX unless you're fucking around with tax stuff, right? I have no idea about that. I don't want to know it. Don't write it here. I don't want to talk about the stuff, right? With you guys, you do whatever you feel is right to do. But that's certainly something that could be happening. So Ethereum, I think, still, actually, I think based on that, we actually have to adjust. I mean, we had this target here, but actually, let's adjust this target to the previous all. But that's actually coinciding. What's wrong here? Why is this line and this thing not? Wait a second. Why is this? Okay, there we go. Okay, I understand why. Okay, so actually that is the true next Ethereum target, right? 4641, where the candle closes of the previous all-time high were. Catch up Ethereum. The question is, if Bitcoin gets, like, if there's another dump wave, obviously, then Ethereum will have a struggle to go past this broader resistance that we're having here. Yeah. Yo, PH, Jordan is here. Do you think all-time high for Bitcoin next 12 hours? I think it's probably gonna happen. So, you know, question to you, Jordan. Do you think I already lost my prediction because of that small wick above on around the Ecomi verse, or do we consider only a substantial, like a close, like a 4-hourly or daily close, I don't know what, above this to really do a new all-time high? That is the first question that I have. The second one is, I don't think that we will go to a new all-time high in 12 hours. I don't think so. Because actually I thought that this wouldn't happen, but probably whales had to push it above to be able to liquidate all the shorts and then dump it from there to liquidate the longs. So we see it in the 4-hourly. But yeah, technically I lost. I can honestly say that technically I lost because of that little ass wick, which you can clearly see that whales pushed it once more above and then formed a whipsaw pattern. But yeah, technically I would accept the loss. But I don't think that we are pushing above it again. I think we're going to consolidate, to be honest. Jordan just needed 10x to become a crypto millionaire. That's very impressive. Honestly, that's very impressive because that means you're sitting on a $100,000 bag already, right? Yeah, but that's basically that. And by the way, this guy also has the basis here, which would be where we are right now, somewhere like base forming. I mean, he just marked the bases that we have, but there would be a fourth base at some point. So if we would follow this, we'd just continue pumping, right? The parabolic curve pattern. But if we would form some consolidation here, it wouldn't be unusual. Not that much. Pro Legendary, did you mean that you need that 10x to become a crypto millionaire, or does Jordan need that? Because I'm not quite sure if Jordan isn't the crypto millionaire here already. So yeah, so that was Ethereum. Now let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. And actually what we see is we would have expected like some bigger thing. Like, I mean, we were on the weekly, but look at that. Bitcoin did dump and Bitcoin did recover, and Bitcoin is still at the highest closes in this run in Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin is still dominating the market, and I think that once Bitcoin breaks the all-time high or significantly pushes over the all-time high, then this Bitcoin dominance will go higher. I truly believe that this will happen, that we will have another rally in the Bitcoin dominance after this consolidation here. Jordan says, I have a 800k bag at ATM in Australian dollars, 500k USD, so a 2x will do me. Not just Omi though, 20 projects. Yeah, Jordan, I think over the next 8 months, probably this portfolio will more likely than not do like if you are across the board with all of that, based on all of the analysis that we're performing here, is considering that you have small caps, probably without knowing exactly your percentages, probably that portfolio is going to do a 10x. Jordan is a big MK whale. Yeah, and that actually can, if he has a lot of MKs and MK goes crazy as we expected, that is, let's say MK does a 50 to 100x, then probably Jordan's portfolio is going to way exceed that, right? By the way, since Jordan already transparently shared it, my portfolio is currently valued at 24,000 without Veve stuff. So there you have it. Felipe says, by the way, 24,000 euros. So what is that? That's like 28,000 or $27,000. Anyway, it's somewhere close to 30,000. And then there's another $7,000 in Veve. Felipe says, GM, what is the next comic you aim to buy? You can answer later at the Omi stream party. Yeah, Stacker did return. And actually we have to move on here because I have to get to work a little bit earlier. But we're not going to look at altcoins and USDT dominance today, but we're looking quickly at Ecomi. As Ecomi did get rejected once again at this, but not hard, like it didn't get rejected hard, but we see here that it got rejected once again from the zone, but it's still coiling up here. So yeah, we have some kind of little rising channel there, trying to breach this once again. And I think if Ethereum flies off, maybe we can finally breach this zone and leave the zone behind. I know everyone is screaming like, oh, I need more Omi, please don't, and whatever. But at some point we have to move, right? Also because we want that retail catches interest in Omi. So we hopefully we're challenging this over the time now and breaching it so that we can go to 002. Good stack. Next month you will be a 300k hodler. Yeah, I don't know if like from 30, like or close to 30k to 300k in only 1 month. I don't think so, but maybe it can double. Pro Legendary says, I had 7k Metacade and lost all of it last week cause of scammer. What? But because of Bitforex scam or what? No, man, don't tell me that. That's brutal. So many people getting scammed right now. By the way, we have 30 people in here now. Let's go. Smash up the like button. Let's call more people in here. Let's make that usual that we have like 30, 40, maybe 50 people in the Crypto Morning Coffee. That would be awesome. So yeah, I think Ecomi, I said it many times, like Ecomi chart looks juicy to me. I like this here, right? I like to see that. Even on a broader scale, the Ecomi chart looks just juicy. I mean, we're on the logarithmic, right? But still, I like to see this stuff. Rounding bottoms into an altcoin season. That is as good as it gets. And if we're getting some stuff like Omi to NFT and some exchanges, I think then there's not much more negativity to deal with. So hopefully that happens. We'll see if we can breach this. Jordan says, goddamn, gotta use cold storage, guys. 100% use cold storage, or at least some way, but don't, like, MetaMask is just not safe. Exchange is also not safe, right? Yeah. So let's quickly go into the big Veve news. Veve came out with this. New Zealand's first ever WBO heavyweight champion is coming to Veve. So this is, by the way, I'm going to follow him here. So Joe Boxer Parker made his pro debut in 2012 and stayed undefeated over his next 21 fights before becoming a champ. Don't miss Veve's first sports collectibles Wednesday, 13th of March, so next week, 8 a.m. PT. And we can see a little bit more because unfortunately, I have to complain just a little bit about this drop. So let me get this out of the face. I have to complain a little bit about this drop because I like that very much. I want to have these gloves, right? But they just put into the mix. So there are 3 rarities that you can get out of this drop of sports NFTs. And they just put into the mix. So it's only 20 gems, 825 editions for the gloves. But they also put into the mix this poster. And I don't know, I don't want this poster, right? So, and you also have 825. And then you have the golden gloves, which I absolutely want, and there's only 342 of them. So that's the chase here. But I don't want to have a poster, right? So I don't know, but it's only 20 gems, so I'm probably doing it anyways and hope that I don't hit the poster. But I don't want to have the poster. That's for sure. So and I don't know if there will be ever more than 825 fans of the poster on the app. So if you probably the poster will be the biggest L, and whatever gloves you get will be fine, right? So are these dumps or corrections, and we're about to full bull mode? Fuck yeah. Now these are, yeah, I mean it depends. Like dumps and corrections, they're sometimes the same thing, but technically you're right. These are corrections in a full-blown bull market. We're already in it. So there are a lot of people that are always talking like, oh, we are going to head into... No, we're already in that full-blown bull market. We're already in it. Yeah. I mean, there's the parabolic pace is increasing once we are past the all-time high, which we're not at the moment. So yeah, as I said, this is going to be good. And what's crazy is like this is back to back with music NFTs. So Veve is within a couple of days launching music NFTs, sports NFTs, and they have South by Southwest coming up right now at the 13th, I think, at around this drop date here. So Veve is doing... Jordan says, full bull run starting tomorrow, hodler. Just trolling. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's interesting times for sure. And that we are so early also is very interesting. So we really have to analyze closely what's going to happen. But here we have it like back to back, right? And let's see also, yesterday there was no article out yet, but let's see also the article for the music NFT. So we have this jukebox here to play the music from, and this is only 15 gems, which is also good. So I like that they do lower prices, but some more editions here on this. 15 gems only, and then $6.99 like comic on Delusionville. So actually I'm probably going for both. Like I'm going for the records and for the jukebox. So the only question is, do I even participate in the jukebox, or do I try to get one of these records first, because they seem to be more scarce, and then I just buy a jukebox from the secondary market if I have a record, and if I don't hit the record, I don't even do it. Something like that. Pro Legendary says, no, Jordan, I need more time to earn back the money I've lost. I hope that there's going to be a big lesson for people, because that is really sad to see. Okay, so let's go back to Philippe's question here. Actually, I bought some comics. By the way, we see here the portfolio value went back a little bit I was already at 7,500 or so, and now prices came down a little bit again. But here we see my latest transfers. So what did I buy? I minted the 555 of the New Zealand stamp, and I minted a 2011 of the Journey into Mystery 99. Then I did another one, also hit like 2 commons, and then I bought a secret rare for 50, I think for 54 gems, something like that. So pretty cheap. Now the floor price is at $69. And then I also bought from this Avenger because I like the cover. I bought for $8, $8.88. Someone had it listed for $8.88. I bought the rare with this exclusive cover, which I found so funny. So that's what I bought basically. So I added another secret rare comic to the collection, and this is also where I think, hey, do I want to add another secret rare comic, or do I participate in those drops? Because if I go for the gloves and for the music and stuff, then 40 gems are gone, right? And I can easily buy a secret rare for 50 gems, even in the 125 scarcity. So probably it's better to just skip those drops, even though they are fun, and just buy another secret rare, right? So that's what I'm thinking about. So probably I want to add another secret rare. Jordan says, I remember being scammed on RuneScape for all my items. It was a good and harsh lesson for a 12-year-old. Yeah, I mean, not as bad to lose RuneScape items, right? But still, for a 12-year-old, that's heavy. So anyways, guys, I have to jump because I have to get back in the hamster wheel, generate more money that I can then ape into altcoins and secret rare comics. So smash up the like button if you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below what's going on. And yeah, tick the little bell to always get notified. And tomorrow I see you at another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. So wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. Enjoy your coffees, and I see you in the next one.